Hello and welcome to Burnham Bereavement Cafe online for May 2021. We will indeed be keeping Burnham Bereavement Cafe online going, but I have some good news. In July, we hope to start meeting face to face again. So that will be really good. And I will inform you and send out the details about that nearer the time. At the moment, as we're coming out of lockdown gradually and reopening, taking the steps carefully, I'm thinking about one of the models, if you like, of grief. Margaret Strobe, she looked at grieving and suggests that our orientations go two ways when we are bereaved. There is the loss that we face, which is huge and horrendous. And we concentrate on that as well, on the pain of it, on the impact of it. But she says there is also the restoration activities that help lead us towards healing, and both parts are as important as the other. She describes it as jumping in and out of puddles. So, for example, I have a friend who, when he was bereaved and completely devastated by his loss, one of his friends said, "I'm going to pick you up every week to take you to a local music club. I'll be round at such and such a time." So every week this friend would turn up to pick him up. And sometimes he didn't feel like going, but because his friend picked him up, he always did. And that was part of his restoration activities. That was his stepping out into the world again, going into what we call sometimes the new normal, a phrase not everybody likes, but we don't seem to have come up with a better one yet. So at the same time, we carry our grief and we also move into things that restore us. One of the things with COVID and the lockdown is that these things that restore us have been very, very difficult to find. We haven't been able to socialise even amongst close friends the way that we usually would. The way that we enfold each other when we are grieving just hasn't been possible. If my friend's bereavement had happened now, there wouldn't be a music group for him to go to every week. He wouldn't have been able to have that restoration. And so it can sometimes seem as though restoration and what we might call moving onwards, moving forwards, again, there's no good word, but having things that build us up are sadly lacking. And it does feel as though our loss goes on and on and on, and there seems such little relief at the moment. I'm really hoping that as we come out of lockdown, we will be able to feed our souls and try and find ways not to minimise our loss, because we can't possibly do that, but to somehow build around that loss nuggets of restoration so that we have more of a balance, more of a hope. These are times to come. These are tough times at the moment. Bereavement and grief and loss are awful any time. At the moment, even more isolating. So please hold on. Keep walking day by day. A day at a time, a morning at a time, an hour at a time, if that's what's needed. And it won't always be like this. We will be able to help each other heal.